see you looking at me. Now go ahead and move that body.
Listen, man, it's your boy Crypto Heavy coming to you live. Today we're going to talk about your exit strategy. So as we have the temperatures of the bull run heating up, we can see that, you know, the prices of some of your favorite assets are starting to increase. Your wallets are starting to look very, very nice, maybe robust, depending on how long you've been in the market. But the key to it is knowing when you're going to exit out the market for the duration of this bull run. So for me, like I always say, I'm a very new crypto investor. I haven't been into a bear market, or I haven't been into a bull market. I've been in a bear market. I came in 2021, the beginning of the bear market. So I haven't experienced a bull run. So a lot of my interpretation of the bull run is based off of listening to some of the OGs that's in the space, you know, other content creators, and just watching the cycles, because most cycles, it's a 4-year cycle. Until proven otherwise, that's kind of the way I'm approaching the bull run and the bear market. I do think it's going to be another bear market, but I think that it's going to be less of a pullback. We used to 70%, you know, on some of the assets that's out there, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some of the top altcoins, and then the lesser altcoins that's way more volatile, they pull back even further. So I'm thinking that we're going to have less of a pullback on some of the top 10 to top 100 assets, but it's still going to be some kind of pullback because that's just how cycles work. But nobody knows, obviously, like we all are just speculating. But what I do know is as I enter the bull run, as we get heated up in the cycle, we're already in the bull run, right? But like as we start to see price appreciation on levels that we probably never dreamed of, you should have some kind of exit strategy. Now, I do use the Merlin app, which is one of those apps that kind of help you out. It was made by the guys from Good Morning Crypto, John EK, Coach JV, created an app that it doesn't hold or custody your assets. It just has you put your assets from different exchanges on one framework so you can see it. And it calculates, you know, if you want to sell 10%, 15%, 20%. It's a really good tool to kind of check and gauge yourself, like how much money you will pull out based off the assets you have, as well as it gives you like the tax breakdown based off your state. So it gives you a really good, you know, estimation of like kind of what you need to put aside. And I think it's a really good asset for people who are new to crypto or trying to figure out the best exit strategy. If you don't want to use the app, totally fine. You can do it pen and paper. You can do it in your notes of your phone. But you should have a plan based off of your needs for you and your family, right? So like you listen to some of the content creators and they say, I'm never selling. I'm going to keep it until forever because I know, you know, what I hold. And it's like, great. If you are well off enough where you don't have to take any profits from your assets, then by all means, I salute you. For most of America that's in this space, you have debt accumulation, you've been making sacrifices for years in order to pour into these assets. So when they appreciate, I would imagine that you want to take some profits out of those assets to upgrade your life, is what I always say. And that doesn't mean you go out and you buy a new house, a new car, some fancy watch, or start taking trips around the world. What I mean is, if you got debt, you want to get out of debt. You don't want any real world debt. So credit cards, car payments, things like that, maybe you could pay that stuff off. If you got enough to pay off your mortgage, if you have a house, things like that is what I would focus on. Because once you out of real world debt, then you back at zero, back at square one. Now you can start building on trying to get some kind of cash flow. My plan is to do just that. So I want to get myself out of any kind of debts that I may have. That way I'm at zero. And then from there, I want to start building on making sure that I take out enough money as I lever up and it's gonna be in levels. I'm not selling my whole bags. I'm not going out to try to sell everything, but in order for me to sustain the next bear market, I have to put myself in a position in this bull run that can transform my life into the next bull run, right? I'm not trying to get millions of dollars. I don't think that's something that I'm expecting to happen unless we have some crazy bull run that nobody is expecting. I'm content with the bags that I have. I'm still accumulating certain assets that I like. But at the end of the day, I know that it's a certain bag that I'm taking with me for the long term, and I have a short term bag that I know that I want to use in order to sell out of as I'm seeing the prices appreciate. And I think that that's something that's realistic for most people, because unless you're already wealthy or already well off, then taking a little bit off the top, taking what you invested in initially, or any of those kind of like plans is something that I would take a good look at. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, so this isn't financial advice. I'm just telling you what I'm doing and what my plan is. But I'm definitely looking to upgrade my life in a way where I don't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck, or I don't have to worry about paying off a credit card because it's all paid off, and I'm getting rid of those things. I understand that wealthy people use debt in order for them to sustain their wealth, and that's something that I'm looking into. But currently, right now, what I have to do is take care of some of the smaller things, and then from there, I'll be able to have a better plan going into the next bull run. And then from that bull run, that's when I'm gonna really take advantage of that wealth transfer. So, again, unless we have something crazy that's happening, I'm looking to dollar cost out of each asset when it gets to a certain price target for myself. And I got 5%, 10%, or whatever the case may be per asset that I'm looking to pull out of. And then I got a bag that I'm taking with me for the long term, because I know exactly where these assets will appreciate to in the future. But currently, wanting to make sure that I upgrade my life and put myself in a situation where me and my family is good, I want to make sure that I take care of business and take advantage of these opportunities, because we may have 4 years of bear market, and I just lived through that totally fine. I was good with it. But it'd be a really heart-wrenching feeling that I see my wallet go all the way up and then watch it go all the way back down, and I didn't take any profits, and then I got to wait another 4 years. That'd be tragic. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't want to see other people do that. So when people say keep it for the long term, I really think that if you've been in the market for 3-4 years, you're probably in a good spot. If you just got into crypto, then you may want to wait for higher targets. But what I will say, when you start seeing people say that it's going to go higher and go higher and go higher, they want you to hold the bags so that they can dump on you. So make sure that you start pulling profits at, again, the price target that you find that this works best for you and your family. Looking for those price targets is based off of the research that you do, because nobody knows what price target you need to hit in order for it to upgrade your life. But you definitely want to have a plan, because once the euphoria kicks in and you start seeing your wallet go up, it's going to be very hard to make those rash decisions, because you're going to be just excited to see this money that you ain't never seen before. And so just experiencing the upgrade of like the wallets going up in like the November time frame when Trump said he was going to be president, and watching how crypto went crazy, I can just imagine when we actually get into a bull run where that's lasting for months, weeks and months of like prices going down, going back up, skyrocketing it up, going down, going back up, skyrocketing it up, and hitting all-time highs every other day, every other week. And I think that's something that people got to prepare for, because you have to stay stoic in those moments, and you can't be emotional, because emotions is going to have you holding your bag while everybody else is pulling profits. So, that's just my piece of advice. I think that we are at the precipice of coming to like the peak of this bull run as some of the other news come out. But I think we got a long journey ahead as far as where we going to end up going into the next year. And I think it's going to be very exciting. And I think it's going to be very much one of those euphoria moments where everybody is living in bliss and very happy with their exchanges and patting themselves on the back, saying that they're the genius of the family. But you want to make sure you take profits. You want to make sure that you're doing what's right for your family, not buying outlandish things that you wouldn't have bought in the first place. Making sure that you set up a situation where you can get cash flow coming in so you can get out of this just of a broke system and not have to work for somebody else and start working for yourself and actually living life the way you want to live and not going crazy like you some millionaire that can just go spend money, because that's not a smart decision when you make this very smart decision to invest in crypto. But that's all I got for you guys now. If you like the content, please come back, like, subscribe, let your friends know, share the video. Definitely appreciate all the support from you guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.